In this video, we discuss India's RITES and its new Digital Trade Corridor project. RITES, a government enterprise, is conducting feasibility studies along the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. This initiative aims to enhance cargo clearance between Indian and Middle Eastern ports. The first phase involves developing a software solution for seamless trade. The project focuses on improving the ease of doing business in cargo export-import procedures. It also aims to create a seamless interface for integrating information technology systems. Logistics connectivity support systems are being assessed as part of this initiative. India has previously signed agreements with the United Arab Emirates. These agreements include interlinking instant payment platforms, specifically UPI from India and AANI from the UAE. This interconnection will facilitate smooth cross-border transactions. Additionally, there is an agreement to link domestic debit and credit cards. The RuPay card from India will be linked with the Jaiwan card from the UAE. This step further strengthens financial sector cooperation between the two nations. RITES has signed a memorandum of about with Abu Dhabi Ports Group. This group is responsible for the development and regulation of ports in the UAE. RITES has also partnered with Etihad Rail, the developer and operator of railways in Abu Dhabi. They are exploring the feasibility of developing missing links in the existing rail corridor. This corridor traverses the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Israel. India is also examining ways to connect its west coast ports to the dedicated freight corridor. The Vadhavan port is among the upcoming ports being considered for this connection. Infrastructure gaps are being identified to facilitate this integration. Rahul Mithal, Chairman and Managing Director of RITES, stated that work on the digital interface is progressing well. This interface will enable seamless movement of goods and their documentation across multiple ports and checkpoints. The IMEEC is a proposed route measuring 4,800 kilometers. It comprises networks for ship-to-rail transport and road transport routes. This corridor was announced in September 2023. Strategically, it is seen as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. RITES is also exploring overseas opportunities in project consultancy services, particularly in the Middle East. Additionally, the company is looking into rolling stock exports to Latin American nations. Mithal mentioned that RITES is actively pursuing high-value rolling stock exports to Bangladesh. 9 rake prototypes are being developed for clearance in Bangladesh. RITES is aggressively bidding for export projects without relying on line of credit options. The company anticipates a 20% increase in revenues for the financial year 2026. This growth is expected to be driven by a rise in export activities. In recent months, RITES officials have engaged with their counterparts in Bangladesh. They aim to advance rolling stock supplies to the country. By the second half of the financial year 2026, the supply of rakes to Bangladesh is likely to commence. Mithal described the previous financial year as a period of consolidation. RITES has reworked its business plans and improved project execution. The company has also pursued aggressive bidding across various sectors. This includes countries in the Middle East, Latin America, Africa, and Bangladesh. RITES is expanding its international presence in consultancy projects. The export order book for RITES stood at Rs 1,300 crore at the end of the third quarter of the financial year 2025. Revenues from this order book are expected to materialize by the first quarter of the financial year 2026. For the third quarter of financial year 2025, RITES reported an operating revenue of Rs 576 crore. This figure represents a 16% decline year-on-year. The earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization stood at Rs 123 crore. The profit after tax was reported at Rs 109 crore with margins of 21.3% and 17.8% respectively.